Now, if somebody were to ask me how to describe the past few weeks in politics, I would say a mess. Both here in Arizona and back in DC, disagreements are at an all-time high as they are both going back and forth trying to come to some form of an agreement to formulate a budget, both for our state and for the entire nation as well. We have plenty to cover in this week's Alliance Advocacy Update, so let's jump into it. So, in short, the girls are fighting. Over the past several weeks, the members of the majority party in the House, the members of the majority party in the Senate, and the governor's office have been in constant disagreements over our state budget, with a majority of that tension coming from leadership in both the House and the Senate. Now, for the majority of this process, the governor's office and Senate leadership have been in lockstep with each other and have proposed their own budget that did include an additional $4 million in GME funding and ongoing access support as well. But for one reason or another, the House was not actively participating in these conversations. Because of this, members of the House decided to go out and release their own budget, which did not include the provisions that we just mentioned previously and was quickly vetoed by the governor just this week. The back and forth between members of leadership has been ongoing, and it could not come at a worse time, as our elected officials are constitutionally mandated to have a budget by July 1st. Otherwise, we are risking an Arizona government shutdown, which has not happened in the history of Arizona. Now, rumor has it that all three parties have spent some late nights communicating with each other and have begrudgingly struck a deal. And so we're hopeful to see something be signed into law by the House, the Senate, and then the governor's office within these coming days. The federal budget is a whole different ballgame. The federal budget currently lies in the Senate, and what has come out of the Senate Finance Committee will be devastating to Medicaid and access support and would in turn really harm our health centers and their operations. Several members of Congress have been making an uproar of what has come out of the Senate Finance Committee, both related to Medicaid along with some other items as well, and there are a ton of disagreements to navigate there. Congressional leadership was originally eyeing a July 4th date to have this budget passed out of the House and the Senate and on the president's desk. But because of these disagreements, that is becoming less and less likely. Now, when that budget does return to the House, that is when we need you to jump into action. It is so important for our representatives to hear from the patients, providers, and leadership of our health centers to let them know that we are paying attention and we are aware of the harm that these potential budget inclusions may cause to our health centers. Sign up at AACHC.quorum.us so you can be informed on our next call to action. And as always, until next time.